1.
Alright, welcome everyone to Foxhole. I am your host, the Housecoat Gamer. Joining me is 117 Jorn, who is probably getting into game right now.
Either that or dealing with assassins. Takeshi Yamato here, also joining in. Though I don't have the game, I am just watching Ron's stream and providing commentary. There are a few skipped frames going on. Sometimes the skipped frames are rather significant, but other than that, it's mostly fine.
And I am Starboard Michael. Kind of a tag-along guest, and also additional commentator. I do have the game, would love to play it, but I'm kind of on vacation in the middle of a condo resort, but let's not go into that.
Indeed. Let us not discuss our own personal lives.
Indeed.
Foxhole!
Yes. And the guns and weaponry of Foxhole.
Yes.
And the counterparts to them as well. What do I mean by that? The glory that is, yet the most sadness of it all is World War I. And why it relates to Foxhole.
Yeah. Foxhole, from what I've been able to gather, Foxhole is basically a World War I simulator MMORPG.
And yet, at the same time, is not, but it simulates it so well that's terrifying. I've seen people literally develop PTSD. It's not good, but that's very great. But moving on from the terror that is World War I's PTSD, and moving on to what Ron is doing.
Yes.
Moving around with a gun. Which in this case...
Which is dangerous for anyone that's in this man's way. Which probably would be the next crate we come across. Unless that's not what they shoot at anymore. Foxhole's gone up on a number of updates as of late.
Yep. Which explains why Ron and Jorn have gotten back into the thing. Anyway, in addition to being a World War I simulator, Jorn, in the past, Jorn has also used it as something of a Deathcore of Krieg simulator, I think.
More or less.
And that's where I go. This isn't Warhammer. This is just World War I. I'm not doing the Stormtroopers Arise again.
Right.
Anywho, the weapon I'm currently using is
It's the faithful pistol.
Is the Atm Model 2.
Right.
From its
really
general design,
the numbers and things.
From the general design of the weapon, it's a clone of the Luger.
Right.
The famous toggle lock weapon used by the German army during World War I and World War II. The bloody thing
and
just...
somehow it's still more updated versions are still used by modern armies today. But those are completely evolved at this point. But yet the still manufacturers continue to make newer pistols. Just not the same look or way it is nowadays.
The Luger went out of production a very long time ago, and for good bloody reason. It was expensive. The toggle lock. And of course... It's very anemic magazine capacity. 8 rounds.
Which is not bad for a normal pistol, but if you need to not constantly swap out mags every damn so often, yeah, 8 rounds won't cut it.
Yeah, or if you're firing this thing like a machine gun, bang bang, bang 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 bang, click 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 click.
That was 9 rounds. God damn it.
Regardless, the weapons of Foxhole are
unique, to say the least.
Prototypical. I may actually have to deploy in order to actually get to the gun.
Show the hell that is the weaponry used by the various factions. But there are only 2 in this.
Yes.
But the premise is there.
Where in the name of Gibble are you, Jorn?
Jorn, what the fudge are you doing, my good sir?
Anywho.
And saying that he's dealing with assassins is a little ridiculous. I say he's personally just dealing with D&D stuff or something.
Right.
The weapon I am currently pulling out, you might notice, looks a tad bit familiar.
Have I seen this?
There's a pretty good goddamn reason for that. Because this, the Cassidier 873, is in fact a C96 clone, specifically the Schnellfuhrer variant.
With the extended magazine, right?
With the removable magazine and the full auto functionality. But that is nerfed in Foxhole for obvious reasons. And now I'm getting covered in mud.
And blood, for that matter.
Come on, stream.
But anyway.
The Fiddler. Contrary to popular belief, someone did not fiddle when Rome burned. The fiddle didn't exist.
Right.
And yet, there's a quote about it, and I was like, why would you even say that? There's...
Well, to get into the explanation, someone was mourning the death of a great and lovely city.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Not your fault, Jorn.
Hey, Jorn.
Let me pull Foxhole up.
I am currently going into guns.
We are going in the very beginning of the guns for... Which faction is this again?
The Wardens. The only...
the Wardens.
The only faction that matters. Fuck you, collies.
Yeah.
I would almost say a Colonial Battlestar joke, but I will not do so here.
Different colonials.
Anyway. I know they're different colonials, but...
The Fiddler, as you might have noticed, looks a hell of a lot like the MP40.
Right. Which wasn't invented back in World War I, but there was an earlier version that was. Which did not look that well, but for the essential purposes, it's in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, the original design of the original MP weapon system was just a multi-tubed rifle that shoots very fast, overheats like hell, and very poor accuracy.
The first submachine gun, in mass production at least, was the MP18.
How ironic to be that at least serial number, while it was probably developed within 1916 to 1918.
That's when it was first. That's when it was introduced into the Imperial German Army.
Which was then given to a special new type of soldier meant to charge the front lines, obviously very bloody, the stormtroopers. But in Foxhole, I don't know, there are proper stormtroopers, so unless you're just being a fool.
You had the training ground, Ron?
Unfortunately, we couldn't find any of the guns.
So he had
unfortunately.
So he had to deploy.
So I'm just showing them off. The weapon you're seeing me currently carry, the number 1 Liar.
I mean, aren't the guns that based in the basic training field?
I couldn't find any.
Not.
Which is why I had to
Yeah, it was
deploy. I
like
didn't
they
have
weren't
much of a
there.
choice.
Hang on. Let me go. I'm going over there now.
Anywho, the
While
weapon
he
I'm
does
using is
that-
actually based on a far more crude weapon that was actually quite effective and popular with the Australian Armed Forces.
I
top-
didn't hear much about the Australians' actual contribution to World War One.
This is a World War II type
I'm
weapon.
very aware of.
This is a World War II style weapon, basically modeled off of the Owen, which you
Wasn't
can
that
tell.
developed for the Emu War? Don't ask me why I would know that.
Great. I'm going to be dealing with memes tonight. That's the last thing I need.
Hey man, don't mess with the emus.
I'm not talking about that. I'm actually talking about the real Australian combat war that happened there. I have not seen much of it. I just know it exists.
Anywho, the Owen was designed for the Australian Army during World War II and was quite popular. Its uniqueness was due to the magazine placement. The magazine spring is actually quite weak. So it's an assisted gravity feed, meaning
the magazine is on the top of the gun.
Exactly.
By the way, I found the guns.
Lovely.
Wait, really? Yeah, they're in the ground.
You're going to have to tell me.
Because he could not find them.
No, I could not.
At all.
Well,
Unless
he's going there now, so you can...
Where in the name of Gibble are you?
Okay, hang on. I'm heading over there.
Why do you not mention his holiness as well, the Gibble God? I mean, I can understand completely, but... Moving on.
Running back. Running. Run like a boss. Run.
Okay. Live feed seems to be going fine. No issues one way or another.
Oh yeah, you can use these to change your appearance. Stupid bloody...
Which is fine for in-game customization, but for practical reasons, we don't really need to do that.
We don't need to bother.
And why would you look like a commissar trying to test out weapons?
I mean, there you are. This way.
Okay, starting a bit of image.
Stormtrooper, where you been? Stormtrooper, where you been? Feet first into hell and back again. Feet first into hell and back again. When I die, please bury me deep. When I die, please bury me deep. With my Alto rifle down by my feet. Alto rifle down by my feet. Don't cry for me, don't shed no tear. Just fill my box with PT gear. Then we'll moan around 05. The ground will rumble with lightning in the sky. Don't you worry, don't come undone. It's just my ghost on a PT run.
What the hell was that?
That was an adaptation of a certain of the Marine marching song, I believe.
Actually,
I thought that very insulting, good sir. And ultimately, I'm using it.
That's actually from Halo.
Halo, huh?
Yeah, it's the ODST theme from Halo.
That's not the lyrics.
Yes, I just modified them for the Wardens.
Alright. I require a
gun. Rod, could you gibblize him, please?
Oh, like I would. Besides, Gibble likes him.
What I mean by that, I mean just chomp on his head.
I'm pretty sure this is a generic revolver.
Oh, lovely, the revolver.
Generic revolver?
Revolvers are
I were
always
just
going to
looking
be
at-
6-round weapons.
Looking at the design, in fact, it's a .44. I'd say that this is a Colt Python or something similar to one.
Well, there's one problem with that. The Python is a far, far newer design. So I'm going to...
Looks like
It
it
could be-
more...
It could be a Colt Single Action Army then.
Not
Also,
likely.
Also got some guns in this crate right here too, Ron.
Ah, goody.
More tools to destroy things with. And more angry, savage haters to shoot at.
Like I said earlier, this thing is a burst fire weapon, and I do not like burst fire weapons.
Burst fire weapons are okay for short controlled bursts, but they do not do that much damage, I remember that.
If you can't learn to fire a burst on your own, you shouldn't be using the weapon at all.
I believe this is also based off a real world weapon, actually.
The BAR, right?
No, not the BAR. It's a
The pistol you were using?
Yeah, the pistol. I believe it's a. I want to say it's Italian in make, but I think it's like Italian or German.
C96.
Yeah, C96. I remember because Leon S. Kennedy had it in Resident Evil.
My grandfather used that in World War I. Because I have an ancestor who comes from World War I, the Italian front. And no, I don't know much about that else. Unless you want to hear some of the things he said.
Okay.
But I don't think it'd be appropriate for this video. So let's not go into the horrors of the trench warfare. Shall we?
Yeah.
Unless you like Brat Fombe. But let's not go into that. Let's just go into how much Braun is destroying right now with his weapons of war.
I'm not entirely sure what this particular shotgun is based off of.
It could be the Remington. It was back then, but I didn't know there was a German.
I think the Americans were the only ones who had shotguns back during World War II.
Indeed.
Actually, during the time of Model 1 Bismarck, although I could be wrong here, they had shotguns there, but that was possibly after the Civil War or beforehand. It's kind of
the Americans were the only ones to use shotguns, but I'm not entirely sure this is based off their shotgun. And I say that for a reason.
Why do you say that?
I can't really tell if this thing is based off the Winchester M1897. I really can't tell from that.
For the Wardens to use, because that's an American weapon.
I say this for a reason. I'm not entirely sure. I can't really tell from the arguably very cartoony design.
You know, I'm just going to label this as the people at Foxhole made this weapon up.
I will say this, though.
It probably was based off of something that one of us has to probably go research later, because I really haven't looked into weapons development during World War I, except, well, not small arms anyway, except possibly the tanks. But luckily the tanks in this game are very different.
I will say this though, like one of my little nitpicks about the grenades of Foxhole is that I feel like they got the factions wrong with them, because
they have the pineapple, the other one has to stick.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like these guys, they have to have the pineapple, which usually was associated by the Americans, right? And yet the colonials, who are basically based off of the Americans, they have their stick grenade, and I'm just like,
really, I thought they were more based off the British. Or maybe just the combined coalition to have during World War I.
You know, like
I'm not entirely sure what this one is supposed to be. It could be a It could be a Remington rifle from like 1940.
It might be based off a Gruer.
It could also be based off of the Tokarev, the STV-40.
But that's a Russian weapon. Wait, what if the shotgun and this weapon are from the Russians, but the Russians in World War I were against Germany?
The sides don't really matter here.
I know that, but for use, it makes me think.
Like, the Wardens are kind of like a weird fusion between the French, Germans, and Russians, really.
A huge example is this
I
one.
can see that now.
I don't really need to tell you what this thing is based off of.
What gun is that again?
The Alto storm rifle.
Ah, the Sturmgewehr. Or as this truly is in German, storm rifle. It's an assault rifle. For clip, rounds, and same probably caliber as it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I
We're not
first
going to
saw,
talk about the caliber of the weapons because we don't. I don't think. I even don't know what their caliber is in the game anyway.
Well, I can tell you well, if you want to know what this thing is actually based off of.
I actually believe I can pull it up right now. 1 second.
Well,
It is from the SS storm rifles.
No,
they
actually,
use in World War II.
no,
Oh,
no.
wait.
It is not actually. It's not based off the STG-44 actually, because the STG has a very unique form. But that thing, like, because the STG is based like it was the inspiration for the AK-47. At least that's what we think it is. Because the guy who made the AK-47 does not think that claims that he did not base his design off the STG. But like the STG has the ammo slot comes from beneath it, like where we usually put ammo. But the
I was
storm
referring
rifle
to the
and,
FG-42.
yeah, the Fallschirmjäger were 42. It was a I believe
Airborne
it
rifle.
was officially designated a battle rifle. Let me double check. Yeah,
Battle rifle isn't really used that often. It's a naming convention weapon.
Yeah, it's officially designated as a battle rifle or simply an automatic rifle, and it was used by the German airborne infantry.
That's very interesting.
I think everybody can figure out what this thing is. It's just a Lee Enfield.
I
Why
would
the
say
hell
that.
do they have a Liam field on their side? They should have the standard rifles of the Germans.
I don't think that's a Lee Enfield though. I think it might be a carbine or 98K.
Well, I hate to point this out, but the K98 period has a much reduced ammo capacity compared to the Lee Enfield.
Well, it could just be balancing issues for the game.
Possibly. But as you can hear,
Either way, I can definitely say that that the sniper rifle I got right here, this thing is definitely something a bit more, a little bit longer.
the light sniper rifles.
It used to be
Sniper
chambered in an 8.5 millimeter, but now they changed it to use the same ammo as the bolt action.
Which is interesting. They have anti-tank rifles, right?
There are tanks in the game.
Right.
Tanks
yeah.
in games, so obviously they would need to have anti-tank rifles. And
As long as they'll have like something like the Panzerfaust or the bazooka, I'm perfectly fine with that. But
Yeah, they have
really invented by them.
both factions. Like, this is another thing that I sort of gripe on a little bit, because both factions do have anti-tank guns. But like, my gripe is that once again the colonies have the actual Panzerschreck, while the
Panzerschreck?
yeah, they actually have the Panzerschreck. Meanwhile, we have the Cutler Launcher 4, which looks more like a traditional bazooka, which is really weird in my humble opinion.
That needs to be changed. That just sounds weird, unless they're trying to be creative. Maybe that's why some of the guns are just swapped around for different purposes. It's supposed to be an alternate world in its lore. Some things probably got developed different.
yeah, I can see that kind of reasoning. But yeah, and anti-tank, basically, an anti-tank rifle. a standard anti-tank rifle.
weapon.
Yeah, an anti-tank rifle isn't really it isn't what you normally think of as an anti-tank weapon.
If some of you were thinking the 50 caliber sniper rifle, yes and no. But what he's explaining here, Takshin.
Yeah, basically, an anti-tank rifle is just a standard rifle, but its chamber, but the bullets it fires are such that they can pierce through tank armor. Yeah.
Armor-piercing rounds.
Yes.
Which is ironically what the 50 BMG was designed to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't designed to chomp people to pieces. It was designed to penetrate tank armor.
Of course you say chomp, but shredding people to bits, after all, yes, that's what it was mostly meant for. Anti-tank warfare, not murdering haphazardly infantry.
Yeah. It pierces the armor of the tank and
kills the crew.
Yeah, either kills the crew, or if you get a lucky shot,
magazine or gas, and blows the tank up if you're lucky. There's still armor compartments to protect them in some cases. Not so much.
Yeah, or if you manage to hit the engine, you could get the tank to just stop.
That's why 50 cals are still used in the anti-material role. In fact, the Barrett is specifically
Army sniper uses also.
That's what it's specifically designed for, anti-material use.
Yeah, Yeti tank rifle in Foxhole is actually bullet chamber for 20mm.
Just like lat.
Technically AA round. I get here.
Yeah.
That's only because technology evolved significantly between wars.
Yeah.
Yes, I can barely hear myself over the gunfire.
Calm your tits, dude.
Yeah, calm your...
What? What? I can't hear you. What?
Oh dear Lord.
Oh my God.
Oh jeez.
Just like that one time I read one of your stories where you literally did that to a bunch of Mandalorian Death Watch. And yes, I remember everything they've done, even Ron's attempts to open a dice and see. You maniac. Don't open slip space type portals. No matter what you do, that's still lunacy and insanity.
That was a long
I'm surprised you did not die a bloody death because of it.
Regardless, I actually decided to pull out the RPG.
Oh yes. This is what people
for no grenade.
Yep. This is sort of the earliest form of proper anti-tank weaponry, as most people would think of it.
Or anti-bunker. To some of us who've seen Ron trying to repair that shit after the battle.
Yeah. You take aim.
Jorn, get the hell out of my way.
You fire.
Right. As demonstrated. He did.
Yeah. It goes... You fire, it goes boom.
Point,
it's a simple...
shoot, reload. Point, shoot, reload. And if you hear Taliban screaming, that's not on us. That's probably the next guy over shooting the same thing, who's being an idiot. But moving on. The anti-tank weapons are interesting.
Yeah.
But probably on to the next thing that Joel's doing. There's the light machine gun and the heavy machine gun too, right?
Yeah.
The roles seem have blurred over the years. LMGs have been deploying many things. This thing,
HMGs being the heavy variant.
I'm pretty sure this thing is... Does it have a barrel jacket?
Does it have a barrel jacket?
I can't really...
It does have a barrel jacket.
What do you mean by barrel jacket?
Really close up.
Something something that covers the a jacket that covers the barrel. You've seen the what's the gun I'm thinking of?
The Maxim.
The Maxim, the Vickers, those sorts of things.
Those are water coolant units. That's not actually.
That's why
true. Both sides of World War I used those. Deadly effect.
And the fact that they're water cooled meant they required a jacket.
Fact too, to keep the gun from overheating and breaking the weapon. Those guns could get so hot you can cook on them, and I'm not lying.
Mostly they use them for boiling water.
For pots, for cooking in the trenches. Really, it does anything.
My question is, does this have a barrel jacket? Because then
I don't think so.
I asked for a reason, because I would like to know. That way I could accurately...
You have to look up the wiki on these things, particularly. To see their looks, to see their profiling, to see their ammo type, to see their damage to ratio. But yeah, that's the machine for the most part.
Grenade launchers are relatively... well, standalone grenade launchers are a relatively modern thing.
That came out in the Vietnam War. The single fire and the pump action, which took its design from a shotgun. Here, however, this is kind of different. One, these things have to be carefully aimed, first of all. Otherwise, you have friendly fire instances. A lot of friendly fire instances.
I'm sorry, I want everything to die.
Jordan, you're supposed to be helping Ron, not sticking around.
I'm giving him motivational movements.
Motivational movements, my hat.
I can't hear anything!
God, it's so fucking loud.
I gotta cover my ears. Hang on.
Do not tell me you pulled out a mortar.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, mortars, real quick. Mortars are artillery weapons. You throw a shell into the tube, you pull back, it launches. I've seen my friend Azor actually be a part of a mortar crew in doing this. Although at the end of the video, he actually had a dud. They thought was gonna just explode in the mortar, but thankfully it does not do in game. If it did that in game, oh good lord.
Oh boy.
Yes, the dudding. Yes, nobody likes the dudding.
It's a dud.
Right.
Also, not a mortar. It is an arc RPG launcher. Meaning it fires RPGs with an arc.
Same kind of thing. Fire in the hole!
Mortar.
Stick grenades.
God damn it.
Good lord, man, you nearly hit me.
No, I didn't.
Nearly. But I digress. You're fine. Your arm's gone, but you're fine.
Your ribs do not, in fact, grow back.
Patch it right up.
Actually, they do grow back. They just take a really long time.
You talking about ribs?
Yes. They do, in fact, grow back. They just take a while.
That sort of reminds me of something else.
Right. We're talking about hand and an arm, not fucking ribs.
Same thing.
But
what I was thinking of was a little short film called Meet the Medic.
That's kind of what I was referring to.
Yep. Oh, don't be such a baby. Rib's going back.
I'd move.
Oh my god, Team Fortress 2.
Barnhole!
Mother of...
It has no ammo.
You gotta pick it up, Ron. Hang on. No, not that one.
That is basically how these weapons work. This is basically a grenade launcher.
Yep.
Basically. You lob it, it blows up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in XCOM 2, which was a bit prior, you just shoot where you want it to go.
Press arm, Ron. Gotta reload it. Press R.
Yeah. And then there's...
Just like the mortar.
I
just
am
like the
pressing R,
cannons,
it's not
which Ron will
loading.
probably get to in a moment. Or Jaden will.
Yeah, but there was a fanfic a friend of mine... There's a fanfic a friend of mine wrote for a while. He's still working on the saga. This is one of the stories he completed. And one of the main character is basically a swordsman from ancient times who ended up in sort of a dystopian future kind of thing.
Oh god.
Okay, I don't think we need to keep hearing that.
Well,
No offense. Otherwise, I'll just mention my friend Atords again, who is also making a Foxhole fanfiction, who also has this game, but we have no time to just crack him what he's doing. He's making a Halo Naruto fic.
No,
Moving.
god.
right. So anyway, this swordsman guy who also learned magic, and he was also an archer. He's basically learning how to use all sorts of weapons, including modern weapons. So for one assault on a city, he's given a grenade launcher.
Aren't we doing Foxhole weapons? Takashin? God damn it, you're just like the Yamatos I've imagined. Your talk about the very passions you create. Or base yourself in.
Right.
I
all
almost
right.
hit you.
And the various means to murder things with. Not smoking. Yes, that. I
Right.
would love to hear it. Don't get me wrong, but we're not here for that. I
No,
don't think we
we,
want to test the cable's logic and patience.
Yeah. I'll shoot you a link later.
Trust me, if you want to know what the hell Takashi's talking about,
you'll
you
find
can
out.
possibly just message him personally.
For now,
And
though,
Ron is probably not making any links, so don't try to ask. Regardless.
I will not be. Regardless, I think we've gone through every weapon here, and shot every weapon here.
Well, that's
We
just
don't need to go
looking
to
at
the
their
allies now, but next we get to go on to the more deadlier kind of things. Cannons.
Oh, boy.
Yes, indeed. We gotta go to the artillery base now.
It's time for Rod to shoot helpless enemies across the line. Which means go right into deployment and get to an artillery crew that's actively shooting, ask for permission to use the gun, for God's sakes, and then lob the guns out towards the enemy.
Well, you have that. We also have the training yard here.
Oh, there
Wait.
are some in the training yard? I thought you just had to go out there and murder shit.
And there should be a training yard here.
There is
way,
an
this
artillery
was good
park somewhere,
explanation.
it's just...
Obscure.
Over there. Over there.
Anywhere over there, where the hell is this thing I am looking
Oh,
for?
the wardens are coming. The wardens are coming.
And I'm gonna shoot someone.
And they have their pet cables bringing them ammo.
That's actually what we do. We are a Logicorps.
Exactly. Being I did good. Being I also know more than I bring you guys ammo. You die. I take the ammo back and give it to someone else. It's morbid as that is.
Okay.
Where'd you go, Ron?
I went.
He's in the
Rod makes it. Jaden helps me deliver it, and I give it. At least when I need to.
Yeah, Ron went to the resource training area.
Oh, the Logi? Oh, okay.
Logistics. We're talking about weapons. We don't really need to talk about the logistics of World War One. Oh God, don't talk about the logistics of World War One. That is nightmare fuel for any man. It would probably drive poor Mr. Pinkerton here up the wall, up the ceiling, and back down the wall again. Because that war was atrocious and never should be done. But the conditions were there. But let's not talk about it. Logistical nightmares aside, greatly aside, we are now at the more dominant part of the obstacle course. He just has to get through this so we can show off more weapons.
Where?
For generally purpose of this game, this is where you go for the basic training to learn how to play this game.
For the love of.
And it could be very
I'll be back.
blarg. Glorious.
Oh, I found a boat.
Stay on that boat, damn it.
Let me guess, you disconnected?
When you get lost.
When you get lost, confused, and scared. You never want to see a Gable cowering in a corner scared. That makes certain people angry.
Alright, vehicle course.
Okay, Jordan, where are you?
1 second. I'll be right over.
Yes, there are boats in this game, but they have generally the same weapons you'll find on certain things.
Where are you right now,
There are
Ron?
no giant warships in this game. If there were, then means we would probably have to storm a dreadnought or something.
I am by...
I mean, that could eventually come to the game.
I'm heading for vehicle and
But
artillery.
there's
For the vehicle depot.
Yeah, where are you right now? I'll give you a lift.
I just
By the way,
entered the
games
area.
in this game are kind of extreme, regardless of how you play this MMO.
Alright, fine, I'll just go there myself. I won't give you a ride then, jeez.
It's a goddamn bus.
Oh my god, the fucking bus. Yay, the party bus! Ha! It's a party bus, everyone! And everyone's vomiting in it! But yeah, it's the bus.
Yeah, the bus. The classic form of mass transportation.
Going to
Which is out of fuel.
and carrying mass amount of people. Oh, good lord. Now we have the Jeeps here. Just cars, really. They look cool. They get you where you need to go. And if you accidentally go off
I'm in the car park.
off the road, you will crash and die. Or perhaps just get lost again, which we don't want that. I swear, if there's now an artillery thing, I would love to know how to use the plug thing, because if we ever actually need logistics to be upgraded, I would love to build an artillery weapon platform to be logistical support, artillery fire, for that reason. What's better than the logistics corps giving you shit? A logistics corps that you can call in for an artillery strike, which has to be maintained logistically through ammo and keeping the damn thing maintained, more or less.
Yeah.
The trench training.
There are
I'm
ones
in
that
V-
are about the same size as battleship weapons in this game. I know that, but they have to be built. There are turrets in this game. Don't ask me how they come about and being. They just are there. They have big guns. They have things. And that's it. If you were expecting a joke there, then...
That is a joke.
Yes. I use space through the screen with everything to say about that. Which is none. Anyway. Where the bloody hell are you going?
I'm lost. or
Of course
Jorn
you are.
is lost.
Welcome to the second iteration of this video, Lost.
I'm just trying to what area were you just in, Ron?
I was in the car park.
Oh, I just arrived there. I'm trying to get my boat up there.
What? Are you trying to beat that thing? Please don't turn this into a comedy video.
That's how these podcasts usually go.
Never mind then. But yeah, let me talk about actual weapons. When it comes to the tanks, they have the machine guns. The same one you just saw. It's the cannons on the Wardens machines that are different. The Allies, I think, still have some of the World War I tanks.
There's a dock.
The Wardens have the World War I and II variants of tanks. I think mostly French though.
But yeah, basically, tanks are just mobile chunks of armor, are just
They're mobile giant weapon platforms.
Yeah, and they have enough armor and bulk that that supporting infantry can duck behind them if they come under fire.
Or engage in giant tank battles and destroy the opposing enemy armor. They are armor support. They are weapons of war, like everything here. And yes, that also includes gables too. But you don't want to engage a gable. No one returns
God
from
damn
the
it! Why won't let me get up there? Damn it! Okay, gotta go up this way then.
Are you at the beach?
Did you just
Kinda.
beat your boat?
No, I did beach my boat. Oh, here's the artillery.
Oh, very God. Now we can actually talk about it, actually have something to show for it. And not have everyone going, hey, you're just fucking around now over and over in the shop. Let's get to the artillery.
Okay, driving course.
Right.
Over there. Spread the word over there.
Where's that from anyway?
It's Johnny Get Your Gun.
I have very little.
Yep.
Alright, Ron is in a vehicle and driving around.
3, 2, 1.
What?
Shot out. Reload.
Mom.
I am not spending any time out here. Then, aha!
You made it through.
And yes, as a motorcycle, they were in World War I. Ah, there we go. Welcome to the artillery range, ladies and gentlemen.
Really? I don't see you.
Crossing a bridge next to water.
No, not a bridge.
I think you may have passed me, Ron. I think you may have passed me.
Back it up.
He's in a bike.
We can see that.
Yeah, I'm just telling Jorn so he can.
Oh, okay.
Keeping an eye out for him, but I don't see him. Is he on a bike or a motorcycle?
Different guns here.
Motorcycle with a sidecar.
Which means I was heading in the right direction.
God. And we're at the docks. Does the artillery piece need 2 people to man it, or 1?
2.
So we need both of you to man the big gun. Wait, are we going to be demonstrating it? Because
Yep.
Okay.
Ron's is going off somewhere.
Just fielding on the explosions, Ron.
We're coming up to another bridge.
Tell me he's not firing at me.
I don't know where you are, so I can't tell you that.
I am heading towards...
Wasn't he back there now?
I don't know.
Oh, hell. I'm in the target range.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there. Great, now he gets to shoot at you. Thanks for being the target today.
I am not trying... I am not trying to do donuts, I am trying to get the hell away.
Anyway, as you
What
just saw
gun
from
are you in?
I'm at 150 mil.
It does not answer my... Oh, crap.
Womp womp.
What just happened?
I...
Almost spiraled out of control with donuts. Not the last red donut, unfortunately. Yes, I went there.
Okay. We are
What gun?
into...
What gun pit are you in?
There's 3 of them.
I'm looking
1,
for you.
2, and 3. Jordan, did you go off somewhere?
No, I'm in the gun pit right now.
I don't
Trying to
see
find-
you.
One!
We can't see you.
You're at the spot where it says artillery range, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, hang on. Let me try and I'm gonna look around though. Like, where in the gun pit are you standing at?
He is behind the 3 guns.
Okay, the only person
Behind
behind
number
it.
2. Don't
Okay,
tell
dude.
me you guys are on both different servers.
No, I don't think that it has multiple servers. Okay, hang on. Is there another gun pit somewhere?
Are there multiple gun pits? It should have been right next to the bridges. Do you see any bridges?
Okay, I'm heading towards the bridge right now, and I'm going to cross the bridge.
You don't need to. Let's go find artillery.
Okay.
Loading. And now back to the firing position.
Liberty. Okay,
I'll
this
see,
should
Jordan.
this should make things a little easier. I'm going to start streaming on my end.
So you're going to stream on your end so we can do a
Holy
set.
shit! That almost hit me.
Okay. Let's see. I will swap streams.
What the?
Okay, I think you went past.
Oh wait, you're heading
no.
back to the range now.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
yeah,
we-
I see Ron.
There we go. Switching
look-
back to Ron's stream.
I don't see Ron.
Do you have to run me over?
What?
Do you have to run me over to find me? I was looking forward to firing that huge gun.
I don't...
Wait,
okay.
it feels like you're in two different. You're
Yeah,
in the
you're-
same area, but it's like you're in two different locations at the same time. You have to be on two separate game stays. Join each other's party.
You are.
Weird. What's going
Okay.
on?
Okay, so I just pulled up the map.
To look for Ron, right?
Okay, you are... Okay. Are you the orange arrow?
I'm the
Yep.
orange arrow.
That looks like the right spot, but going to Ron's thing...
Okay, I got an idea. I'm going to log out and go back in.
With, oh yeah, popping up in Ron's location like a magic genie. Or a spawning Spartan from Halo.
Okay.
I have fired the big gun.
On my way back over there.
firing in the hole and probably destroying something on the other side. But yeah, these are the standard artillery guns. These are modern rifled artillery pieces. These are potentially 105mm cannons.
105 and 102.
One's 88, one's 105, or 90. The other is 105 probably.
This is a 150mm cannon. And I am about to fire it.
It's a bigger caliber. Right.
Boom!
That's bigger than normal battle tanks, what they carry. Unless you're talking about the concept experimentals. We're not going to talk about those abominations or great successful things if they ever were built, but for God's sake, probably should never have been conceived. Like the Rata.
Actually, the new update that's coming out next week is going to include super heavies.
Super heavy tanks.
Yep.
The Rata is a battle fortress, a real mobile land ship, like the original Mark 1s and 4s were called from World War One. The Rata is just a land battleship, like from Mobile Suit Gundam.
So
It's a bit annoying to fire this damn thing, but what the hell?
So the closest I get to World War II or World War I or II in my gameplay is Valkyria Chronicle.
And we all know how Valkyria Chronicles is, because I actually know a good number about it. It is
Okay.
war in its own right.
And I'm going to keep firing
with energy weapons.
Yeah, but in terms of in terms of this Rada tank.
Okay, Ron, are you still at the artillery spot?
Yeah,
I'm firing the gun.
He's doing
gun?
He's in the 150mm. He's in the 150mm center gun. He's basically just firing, popping out to grab some rounds, and now he's going to another gun.
Okay, obviously they're
oh, by the way, I swear to God, I better not get qualified to Sentinel.
But the Rada, would it be closer to the
Oh, I see. There are different instances. Like, I'm at home region WB5.
There you go.
Right. Okay, so one of you needs to change instances. Yeah.
Really, I'm just enjoying firing the damn gun.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'll try and figure this out.
I'm gonna fully admit, though, this 120 seems kind of anemic. Where's my huge railroad gun?
I don't know.
Oh boy, that monstrosity. It could either be a battle train, which is a very armored up and very armed train, or it could be the big center point artillery weapons.
No, it's a bunker base final thing.
Right.
Okay. If you're wondering what just happened, I'm just replying to work-related person, my manager. That's over with now. Continue. We're looking for a big train cannon.
Unfortunately, that's not gonna happen. So,
God damn it. No, I'm a big train fan. I love things like that. And the almighty rail cannon from, which was in World War One to World War II, are some of the biggest, most powerful weapons there are. Those are literally on battleships of, like the Armada, for instance.
well, I think we're gonna have to call this a day, cause
Yeah. We're not seeing Jorn around, but oh well, we can.
Next time we can do something that I actually enjoy doing. Dun 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 dun.
If you're about to do something I'm fucking familiar with, then oh god lords. Oh boy.
Right.
Of course,
Well.
nobody recognizes House.
I do not. I actually fucking